Guys, it's a Chookman here once again. I'm a big believer on mental health, ABI, which some people don't know what ABI is. That's called acquired brain injury. Brain injuries. I've had my fair share of brain injuries, and for all you people out there that don't get the Chookman, that's fair comment. I'm not here for you to like or dislike. I'm just here on a journey trying to help other people that suffer from mental illness, brain injuries, or whatever disability they are, because I was born with a disability. I've had brain injuries. I suffer from mental health. I've got PTSD, critical PTSD, from how I was treated when I was awarded a state. So I like to speak up for other people that can't speak up for themselves. Now, I get that it's not an easy road in life. I really get it. Trust me, the Chookman has had his fair share of bad luck in his life. I've had people that I've loved died. I've had assaults. You name it, the Chookman's been through what he's been through. But how the Chookman has survived right up until now, and I'm 53, is I've kept my nose out of other people's business. I mind my own business, and I try to get the ball rolling in life. What I mean by that is you have to put in life, you have to put 100% in to get 50% back in life. Now, I've been fortunate in some ways. I've met a lot of caring people that understand the Chookman, but in the same token, the Chookman has had to give 100% for them to wanting to help the Chookman out. And what I mean by that is when you hit hard times, you've got to put a bit of courage into helping yourself. If you're not prepared to help yourself, you're not going to get very far in life. And I say that respectively. I spent many years with my head in the sand, not listening to anyone, and thinking that I'll be okay. Well, you won't be okay for me, this is. So I get that it's hard in life to do these things. I really do get it. As I said in some of the other blogs, I've told you some of my story, but I haven't told you all of my story. Because some of it is private, and some of it you don't need to know about it. And if you do need to know about it, come up, tap me on the shoulder, introduce yourself nicely, and ask me, and I'll tell you some of the story if you need to know it. But getting back to mental health, getting back to acquired brain injuries, getting back to PTSD, this is what the Chookman's dealing with every day. Some days are good, some days are terrible, and I mean terrible. Some days I don't even want to be here. But then I've got to look at the good side of it and look at all the things that I've achieved in life. Life hasn't been, as I say, a bunch of roses. You know, the best thing I ever done was give up cigarettes and smoking. Cigarettes and alcohol, sorry. Best thing I ever achieved in life was to give up the alcohol. As I told you, I've got pancreatitis and bowel disease. I just wish when I was in my 20s that I could get a crystal ball and look in there and find out what alcohol and cigarettes do to you. Now, there's enough awareness out in society to tell you that cigarettes and alcohol are bad news. Alcohol's got lead in it. That's why it does so much damage to the human stomach. And cigarettes, they've got so much toxins and so much poisons in them. When you do that, all the toxins and poisons goes into your lungs and it goes into your stomach, and it does all terrible things to your stomach that you can't see until many years down the track you start hyperventilating and can't breathe. Then you think, gee, I've got lung problems. I had diagnosed about a year ago. I had a touch of emphysema. That's why my voice is so hoarse some days. I had pneumonia in both lungs and nearly died. My temperature was 40 degrees. And the specialist said to me, to the chook man, you got pneumonia because you're smoking still. How many times have you got to be told? So, yeah, I have gone through that and a little bit more with my health. But unfortunately, I'm disappointed because I've done a lot of damage to my lungs, my brain, my mental health. And now with the pancreatitis and the bowel disease, I'm on a whole heap of medication that I've got to take, or otherwise the chook man's not going to be around anymore. But when it comes to the younger generation out there, please, before you light up a cigarette and scull a beer, have a think about your mental health and what it does to your body. I'm not getting on national YouTube and wasting my time trying to get the awareness about ABI, about alcohol, what alcohol does to the human body and what cigarettes do to the human body, to waste my time. I'm hoping through what the chook man suffers and gets the awareness out, that some people, younger generation, see what the chook man's talking about and it helps them on their journey. Alright guys, I think you get the big picture with ABI and what alcohol and cigarettes does to the human body. Just have a think about what the chook man says. I'm a living example that alcohol and cigarettes and all the rest are bad news. Alright guys, that's the chook man. Talk to you later.